All right, Shalom. I want to start by giving all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Shemah, Shabbat, Shem, Rakakodash, the abundance of the apostles and elders of great millstone. Shalom to the Akim, pushing the word of sincerity and truth. You can see the title of the lesson is Hell Doesn't Exist. According to Esau's portrayal of hell, when you think about hell, matter of fact, type in hell on Google, see what pops up. This is the concept of hell according to Esau. Hell is, of course, the term hell is in the Bible, but Esau will portray it like this, and a lot of, started from, ancient folklore, ancient mythology, where they were, the elders in the cities, through their transcription writings, came to an understanding together, that this is the place of the afterlife. If you sin and transgress for a number of time, your conscience will be condemned unto this location where you have the devil, with the pitchfork and the horns on his head, accompanied by demons, run and control and torment you for forever, basically. And that concept is a lie. It's a farce. That's like I said, whether it's Chinese or African folk tales of hells, American, the concept, even Jewish, a lot of those Jews teach, hell according to that, which really hell is here. It's a condition that's played out on planet Earth. Even heaven, speak about, heaven, being on earth. Heaven has its first location. Scripture speak about the waters, which is the three concepts, of heaven. Of heaven, you have paradise. You have the spirit world, which is heaven, and you have the Shemayim. I think Shemayim is the waters. Paradise, Eden. Idun, which that heaven is gonna be on planet Earth. So the concept of hell, in mythology, a location where you burn for everlasting. That's that's going to be played on the planet Earth. To speak about the fire that's unquenchable, because there is going to be a fire that's going to come and it's going to burn and eradicate the world. The old world was destroyed by water, all right, during the time of Noah. All right, that's why hell, the planet Earth is majority of water. You look up how much percent of the Earth is water. It takes up the majority of the percentage. And we're the 70%, over 71% of the Earth is Water. That takes up a large portion of the planet Earth. And that tells you a lot. But the Lord said He's gonna nuke this place. The fire, from the ICBM missiles, these intercontinental ballistic missiles. But I wanted to go into this point of hell where they were speaking about the different definitions of hell when you read it in the Bible. You have Hades, Gehenna, and Tartarus in the Greek, or if I'm not mistaken, it's in the Hebrew. Sheol is Shawala. But I'm gonna read it. It says, while these three terms, and this under hell on Wikipedia, and they're going into the according to Judaism, teachings, and from the synopsis of hell and their definitions and the etymology of what they see as a concept of hell. But when you put it in biblical perspective and understanding, you'll see that hell actually exists here on the planet Earth. Esau is in a position of heaven. We're in hell, but the tables are going to turn. That's why it speaks about Judgment Day. All right. So it says, While these three terms are translated in the KJV as hell, these three terms have three very different meanings. Hades was similarities of the Old Testament Sheol as a place of the dead or grave, thus it is used in reference to both the righteous and the wicked, since both wind up there eventually. Right, so the righteous and the wicked, we both wind up in hell. Everybody has to go to hell, but the righteous, like Yahweh Shah, when it speaks about him conquering death, death and basically the devil. Why? Because he died and went to hell and came back and rose. All right, that's why he had the key of life and death, because he died and rose back on the third day. So understanding that, you understand that he didn't get thrown into the snake pit of Hades and fought him for the key of hell, the key of heaven. He actually overcame the pit. That's where it says, "Oh, death, where is thy sting?" He got bit by a sting, and the scripture speak about him overcoming death at last, and basically putting his foot on the devil's neck. That first starts with Yahweh Shai, and then the men that accompany him in righteousness are going to actually accomplish the same feat. So, understanding that puts hell in a lot of perspective when you're dealing with scriptures. Everything when you read hell is written a lot of times in the Bible. Matter of fact, let me see, try to do a search on hell, see how many times it's written. 54 verses in the KJV, and a lot of people mix these verses up, because they don't understand the difference between Hades, Sheol, Gehenna, and it said another was Tartarus, which I'm gonna look up, but speaks about just judgment, like this hell and destruction are never full, so the eyes of man are never satisfied. It's talking about the pit. All right, let me see, 27:20, if I'm not mistaken. See, Sheol, yeah, because people die, as this nigga saying goes, people die every day, B. That's why it says hell and destruction are never full. The pit ain't, the graves never fill up. The earth is a nesting ground to either man came from the earth, so putting the man back into the earth, it actually feeds and gives the earth nutrients. That's where we came from. Our DNA is based upon the earth. All right, when you look into the our metal classes that's in our body, all these things came from the earth. We have to eat food from the earth. Everything comes from the earth. But you look up Sheol, it says place of no return, the underworld, the grave, but the hell or the pit is really just a pit, abode for the dead. Then they go into Hades and all this, because that really goes into Dante's Inferno and these different concepts. But, scriptures don't speak that. Scripture says all go to one place. But going back to it, see, that's why a lot of people get jacked up with these scriptures, because they're not, they don't have that spiritual discernment to read in context to understand. With like I said, when going back to the scripture, it just simply means a pit. It says death, this full. But I'm matter of fact, I'm gonna go a little bit more. It says in Gehenna. Gehenna refers to the valley of Hinnom, which was a garbage dump outside of Jerusalem. It was a place where people burned their garbage, and thus there was always a fire burning there, right? So Gehenna is in the scriptures is used allegorically to meaning the pit that's going to be burned. And this right here is a trash heap. Scriptures speak about the pot, which is scum, which is America, and it's going to burn by what? Fire. So Gehenna, is a location of destruction by fire, and another one is the Valley of Jehoshaphat, with a place of Most High judgment. That's going to be like a Gehenna. It's going to be an area that the Lord is going to set on fire, and you see how he's going to restore these different lands. The land of Eden, is going to be restored, but the land of America is going to burn forever. The Babylon the Great. It says Gehenna is used in the New Testament as a metaphor for the final place of punishment for the wicked after the resurrection, right? And the resurrection is really the rising of us, if anything, when you're thinking about resurrection. Because we're going to literally, the Lord willing, as men, we're going to literally be raised up out of this kingdom. It's going to actually, our spirit is going to be actually extracted out of this place, which a lot of people can't see. And, matter of fact, I wanted to go into this other thing, just Dante's Inferno, because see, people don't understand. You go into Dante's Inferno, he's basically speaking about the people who, a place of torment, and a lot of people took this mythology and they put it in a certain religions, all these different religions, they believe in the concept of hell, a place of, but that judgment is going to take place on earth, You're basically going to hell, and purgatory. And another one is limbo. All these different locations where limbo, your soul is just lost. Hey, if anything is limbo, this is limbo, and that's why the scripture says, even the ones that left their first estate is reserved unto judgment. That's the ones that turned away from Yahweh Shem Yahushua, and that's where they go into the fallen angels in Tartaro, which really the fallen angels is Jake's and the ones that's here on earth, set forth for judgment. Some, for everlasting life, and some to everlasting contempt. Because a lot of people is gonna, taste that death. With the second death, that second death is gonna come through fire. And that's why the Lord is corralling the troops and getting their spirits prepared for, to go to the valley of Jehoshaphat. Which is the Most High's decision, how the Most High is going to judge. He's going to judge basically in this Holy Land. And all nations are going to go to those quarters and those barracks to fight, so that basically flames will burn throughout this planet Earth, man. While simultaneously they're trying to push the chip. You see these chip articles and chip news. I'm going to read. This is Ecclesiastes 3:16. And moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment, that wickedness was there, and the place of righteousness, that iniquity was there. Yeah, and that place takes place here on the planet Earth. What's under the sun. We know it as a solar system, but from the locational basis, you look up and you see the sun. You don't, look down. You look down, you're gonna see the Earth. So in that sense, we look down upon the sun, which takes place here. It says wickedness, and wickedness is here. All right, wickedness is here perpetually. You got homosexuals, you got legislations to protect wickedness, to let wickedness gad abroad, which opens up basically doors for judgment, man. And that's what the Lord is going to judge on this planet Earth. It says that wickedness was there in the place of righteousness, that iniquity was there. I said in my heart, the Most High shall judge the righteous and the wicked. For there is a time there for every purpose and for every work. I said in my heart concerning the state of the sons of men, that the Most High might manifest them, and that they might see that they themselves are beasts. Right. So when the scriptures speak about them, the Lord likens the sons of men as beasts. It says, for that which befalleth the sons of men befalleth beasts, even one thing befalleth them, as the one dieth, so dieth the other. Yea, they have all one breath, so that a man have no preeminence above a beast, for all is vanity. Right. So when you read about the beast with the 7 heads and the 10 horns, the different beasts, it's talking about the sons of men basically being in a large units through these corporations and these countries, cultural basically dominance, through nations. But keep on, it says all go into one place, all of the dust, and turn to the dust again. Right. What's that dust is what they say, ashes, the ashes, dust, the dust, that's the pit. Who know of the spirit of man that go upward, and the spirit of beasts that goeth downward to the earth. Right, your earth, your body decays into the earth, and your spirit goes to a certain location. It goes upwards. Wherefore I perceive that there is nothing better than that a man should rejoice in his own work, for that is his portion. For who shall bring him to see what shall be after him? Right, and it's as simple as that. But people, like I said, they twist it and they pervert the scriptures. Then they have a full setting, and they forget about here, planet Earth. This is gonna be the place of Most High's judgment, man. He planted us here to receive a certain judgment, whether righteous or wickedness. For the righteousness or wickedness you did. Scripture speak about the wages of sin is death. So we should be fighting for everlasting life. That's why the scripture says that the ways of life are above to the man, so that he could depart from hell beneath, which hell is under us, which is the earth, the pit, Sheol, so that we go upwards, our spirits, without having to face that sting of death, which is the, Gehenna, the garbage pit is going to be on fire, which is going to take place on the planet Earth, So that's how you put it in spiritual literacy and understanding and perspective. So hopefully, brothers, edify them, and by giving all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Shem, Yahweh, Shah, Shem, Krakodash, double honor to the apostles and elders, great millstone. Shalom, Akim.